Well, welcome to day 3 of the NAB AFL Draft Combine. I'm here with Todd Viney today. And Todd, there's been a bit of action out on the ground with the fellas just going through the shuttle run. What did you make of that one?
Oh, it's a great test of endurance. You know, it's good to see the young guys, the ones that pull out pretty quickly when they get to that threshold, or the ones that can push through that pain barrier for 1 or 2 extra beeps. So a lot of the time it's not about the result, it's just about the intent that they do the exercise, but it's been some good results so far.
How have you found the combine this week, just going through the interviews and other tests here?
Yeah, no, we've had quite a few interviews, which is good. We've been pretty advanced this year on where we were last year. We've interviewed some of those guys, particularly the guys that we think are going to be in the pick 2 mix. Probably this is about the 3rd or 4th time we've spoken to them, so we've got a really good handle on some of the personalities, but it's good to speak to some of the guys we haven't seen as much. Probably drill down on some of the interviews that we've had and picked out the points we want to follow up on, and make sure we leave no stone unturned in our understanding of exactly the player that we potentially will call out.
Well, the actual free agency and trade period hasn't officially started yet, but there's plenty of activity going on. And of course today the news that Cole Sylvia is moving on to Fremantle. Officially that'll probably kick in tomorrow, I guess, but what does that sort of mean for Melbourne with Cole moving on?
Yeah, I guess it's the new modern era of footy, the free agency, restricted free agency period. It's something that the players were keen to introduce to the game to give some movement to players. So Cole's been a good servant of our club. He's been at the club for a long period of time and hasn't tasted the success he would have liked. So that's just the system these days. We wish him all the best and thank him for his contribution to the club. And now it's all about, look, that's probably going to give us an opportunity to get a pick, in conversation for him. Now, where that is, we don't know yet, but it could be in the 20s, attached to our 2nd round pick. But we'll have to wait and see where that ends up being. But that's going to be a valuable pick either in the draft or as a trade bargaining chip to attract some other talent to the club. So, we'll be excited about that possibility of what that pick might bring in.
Bit of a double-edged sword, I guess, losing Cole, but it gives a bit of flexibility to the club. Since the news, has there been much thought on how you'll sort of attack it?
No, it's obviously brand new. It's just happened this morning, so we'll just strategically plan what it looks like, and we've got to wait and see what that pick is. But certainly, we think if it's a pick in the draft, it should be a good pick. We'll make the most of that opportunity, or if it's an opportunity to trade in a player that we can get, we'll use that as a bargaining chip potentially.
First official day tomorrow. Do you expect a lot of activity? Do you think a few of these deals will go in straight away, or there'll still be a bit more, a few more days before they're actually over the line? And do you expect anything else to happen on day 1?
Look, I think there'll probably be a couple of deals that will be put to bed tomorrow. So until it happens, you don't know, but you certainly hear lots of whispers at this time of year. Most of the clubs have been sussing each other out over the last 3 or 4 weeks anyway, just about where they are with their lists and where they're looking to improve their lists. So there's been some discussions already, so I think a lot of those negotiations will be well advanced, and quite possibly tomorrow there could be 2 or 3 free agents committed to new clubs. Obviously Cole will be one of those, but I guess until it's done and dusted, we'll just have to wait and see.
And what about for the Ds? Any names floating about that we can keep an eye on for next week?
No, we've sort of monitored that pretty closely, the free agent stuff, and there's probably hasn't been a lot that we thought will help us at this given time. So there's still a couple of things we're looking at there, but we'll just have to wait and see what that looks like in the next couple of days.
And the trade period itself, that'll be quite an active one for the Ds, you expect? Yeah,
certainly. We finished 17th on the table last year, so we've got a lot of improvement to build to our list. So we'll be actively looking at guys we've earmarked throughout the year and speaking to the clubs about once the trade week starts. There's a speed dating day on the first day, which you get around to all the clubs, but like I said before, a lot of conversations have already taken place. So it'll just be a little bit more of finding out exactly where they're at, but all the real argy-bargy negotiation will obviously take place, but hopefully we can bring in a couple of players.
Pick 2's obviously been talked about a fair bit. I mean, it's good either way that we can take it to the draft or use it as bargaining. Where's that at the moment? Are you having a few clubs still come to the D's sort of looking to do a deal there?
Yeah, obviously it's a super attractive pick. So, no, there's been quite a bit of interest in that and quite a bit of discussions with club. We rate that pick really highly, so it won't be traded away lightly. Either way, it's on the table, certainly, but it won't be given away for a bag of chips. It will be a good player, good players, and that will help. Otherwise, we'll go to the draft and some exciting talent in that pool that can add to the young guys we've already drafted. But we've got a lot of young guys that need to develop and get the opportunity to play. So hopefully that will get underway in pre-season, and those guys can really maximise their potential.
Hopefully we might get a bag of chips and gravy as well, and we'll get something pretty good with that pick too if we go down that track. So best of luck for next week, mate. It's going to be no doubt a full-on one, but we'll be watching it with interest.
Yeah, thanks, Matty. Looking forward to it.